Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Therapy. Hopefully, I just moved my apartment around. I've been thinking a lot lately. Hopefully that's not too echoey. I just kind of heard myself speak for a second and I figured it might be. But anyway, we're here with Alta's Odyssey, been a while. Now to my 3 viewers, you might not know this, I'm studying for an exam. I'm studying for the JLPT, the Japanese Language Proficiency Test. Nihongo no Ryoshiken. Something like that. The N3. Which is way above my pay grade, but doing it anyway. I'm not going to be talking about specifically that exam, but I do need to provide some context because I'm going to be talking about trusting the process, kind of. I was listening to a podcast just now while I ate breakfast, and I was should be doing my flashcards and reviews, but there's just this notion about trusting the process that kind of labeled a thought I've been having for a while, and I just, you know what, I want to record a VGT. Now, as I tab out for the millionth time just to make sure my recording is good, that's why the audio stops if it does. This notion about trusting the process, I have always seen as it'll work out. But so for example, if I'm studying these flashcards and these grammar books and yada yada yada, all I gotta do is trust the process. And as I stick through it, I'll see progress. I will when I get to the exam, I'll pass it as long as I stick to the process, right? But that's not all the process does. Something I've been thinking about recently is in 2023, I want to start up a project a month thing again. So at the end of 2019, at the start of 2020, I was like, all right, I'm going to do one thing a month. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. So in October, I made my portfolio website. In November, the goal was to make a short film, but I ended up just kind of completing the Blender donut course that everyone does. In December, I didn't do anything because there was a lot of moving around. January, I did art, the draw box every day. And then February, I did typing. And then March, I was going to do music theory, and then COVID happened, and I didn't do anything. Anyway, point is I want to do that again. And I've been thinking I can do that because this Japanese exam is December 4th. And I have been putting in about 3 to 4 hours this week, every day, on Japanese. Except yesterday and Wednesday. It's Friday today. I've been putting in at least an hour and a half for a while now, a month or two. And yeah, I've been doing a lot. And my point here is, I don't necessarily enjoy it, but I want to speak Japanese, and I'm kind of speedrunning having a basic understanding, if that makes sense. That's the goal here. And then after this exam, I'm not going to be doing flashcards for an hour and a half every day or whatever. It's just insane. I'll be doing vocabulary reading or whatever. But I have to trust the process of flashcards and studying grammar books in order to pass the exam, if you will. Because, that's the way to go. But I've been realizing if I can spend this much time studying Japanese amongst a full-time job, and I still feel like I'm wasting days away, then I can 100% do more. And I think the point here is that I have set this weird goal for myself, and I've made it, I'll call it insane. you're not supposed to pass the Japanese language proficiency exam N3, which takes around 800 hours of study, or more than that, in 3 months. Sorry, not 3 months, 5 months. It's not supposed to work like that. You know, I'm studying for an exam, right? And then I'll study Japanese. But it's proving to me that I can kind of make it work with my lifestyle, if that makes sense. And you know, the podcast was talking about training. It was Cody Ko's Insanely Chill podcast. It was the streetwear one. Because I want to do a podcast. I was like, how does he do this individually? But he was kind of saying how like he starts to look forward to training, and like, you know, he looks forward to making healthy food, if you will, and stuff like that. And I think physical training is a really good example of it, because physical training will change your life for the better. But, you know, when it comes to dedicating yourself to something, it's not supposed to just be one goal and then you meet it and then you're done. You know, the day of the JLPT, I'm not going to walk out and be like, all right, cool, done. Next thing. I'm going to walk out, and that day, you know, if I feel really bad, I might study flashcards. Or I might immediately go start reading a book in Japanese and looking for more resources on how to continue my studying, and people to talk to in Japanese and all that. That's effectively my goal. And I want to do that with everything, kind of. In the sense that, you know, everything is about trusting the process, because those goals that you set out for... Whoa. I'm doing so well right now. Do not glitch. Trusting the process because it catalyzes some sort of lifestyle change. If you suddenly sign up for a marathon, you better start running. If you sign up for a Japanese proficiency exam, the pressure is going to force you, in my case, to study. To learn all these words. And, you know, even when, if I fail the exam, it's still gonna be... I'm still going to have accelerated myself way beyond what I knew originally. And that's the goal with studying for the N3. It's not necessarily to pass, it's just to have something to look forward to catalyze this lifestyle change. So if I can learn Japanese in a year, get to the JLPT N3 level, I could learn Portuguese easily. Brilliant Portuguese. But anyway. What was I saying? I'm starting to get a little stressed because I know I've smashed so many rocks and that achievement was eluding me last time. Anyway. So yeah, when you do this, you create a lifestyle change. And so if I'm studying 3 hours, 4 hours a day of Japanese, and then I just stop, well, I mean, that's kind of all my evenings are right now. And so then it's like, oh, then what do I do with all this time? Well, you have to keep something up, otherwise, you know, I'll probably regress, and I emphasize myself because, you know, I'm not trying to speak for everybody. In my case, I'd probably regress into old habits. Spending the evenings watching YouTube or whatever. I mean, I do that during the afternoons already. I'm trying to make it so that my evenings are open and I can binge or whatever, but anyway. In some sense, that's kind of why I've been struggling with work, I think. Well, not struggling with work, but like being in a position where it takes a lot for me to like focus on things and not context switch, and not do work at 4 instead of 9 in the morning, and do, you know, Japanese early study or work on a video or something. And I think that's because there's no objective goal, and in college, the objective goal was study and pass and write essays, no matter what it takes, kind of thing. And so you stay up late, and you know, I managed to never pull an all-nighter in school, but that kind of thing, where that's your lifestyle change, and that lifestyle doesn't work for a full-time job and wanting to do all these things. But you know, in studying for this exam and jumping into a job where I'm so far in the deep end, it catalyzes a lifestyle change. I just got my best distance the first time playing this game in months, and I still haven't smashed 25 rocks. Are you kidding me, bro? Oh, gosh darn it, dude. That's insanity. I forget what yeah, lifestyle change. So it's just this notion about, you know, a few months ago, I was so worried about how I was a goal-oriented person, and that yes, oh my god, the catharsis right now. Oh, the catharsis. That achievement was why I haven't been playing the game. Anyway. And I've always, wow, convenient. I've always wondered, you know, is it bad to be a goal-oriented person? Because if you're goal-oriented, you don't learn good habits. And, you know, I'm oriented for this Japanese exam, but my habit has become, oh, it's 6 p.m., time to study. I do a little bit in the mornings, but yeah, that's the point. You don't create optimal habits. And I think setting out to just be like, okay, every day at 4 p.m. sit down to study Japanese is a really good thing, because I'm piggybacking off of 3 things. 1, consistency, you know, do this at 4. 2, the fact that I have to study for this exam either way. If I do it at 4 or do it at 9, it's going to happen. And the third thing is the fear of procrastination. Like, oh, I don't want to stay up late, yada, yada. And that's creating a good habit. And with work, you know, sitting down at 10 and just putting in input time. So working for time, not accomplishment. Because if you work for accomplishment, you can always tell yourself you'll do it later. But yeah, this exam is catalyzing a lifestyle change. The goal to lose weight is catalyzing a lifestyle change of what I'm eating. You know, if I want to make videos, that catalyzes a lifestyle change of setting aside time and doing this on the weekends and yada yada. Moving to Seattle, that's not really the same thing. But in order to get to a goal, you have to just trust the process, because it's not only going to get you to that goal eventually when you least expect it, but it's going to change your life. And I mean that in an objective sense. You know, maybe training will literally change your life and whatever. But I don't know. Does it make sense? I'm not making any sense. Point is, I'm studying for this exam, and hearing people talk about training and changing their lives, I realize it has a parallel. Running changed my life. Yeah. Archery, karate, you know, unboxing, they all changed my life because they catalyzed a lifestyle change. They changed the way my life works. It's not like they're pivoting the central focus of my life. Change your life is too much of a colloquial thing that I should not be throwing around. My stomach's feeling weird, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up in a minute. But pretty much, this Japanese exam is changing my lifestyle such that I'm prioritizing Japanese. It doesn't feel like a chore anymore. Well, it feels like a chore to start doing reviews, but it doesn't feel like it's different. It's just a part of my day for the last couple months. And so now I'm like, yeah, no, I'm studying Japanese today. When am I going to do it? It's not a question of why or if or how or, you know, whatever. It's just, it's not even a when. It's just finding, oh, when's the best time? I'm going to be doing it. You know, it's a part of my day just as much as breakfast is at this point. It's a habit. Doesn't mean I don't procrastinate. But now I want to keep that up. So into the new year, you know, I wanna, time to work on the project, so let's get to work. As opposed to, I gotta work on this project, so it's time to work, you know? It's time to work, so you work. You don't work because it's, so you work because it's time to work. That's pretty much habits in a nutshell. You eat breakfast because it's breakfast time. You work because it's work time. It's not work time because you need to get work done. It's not breakfast time because you need to eat breakfast, right? I'm not making a lot much sense anymore. But, you know, go out there and find that thing that you can work towards. Inevitably, you'll have to go and force yourself into some sort of discipline. Self-discipline? Like, I'm not waking up enthused to study Anki cards every day, Anki. It's taking some serious discipline to stay up late and whatever to make sure I get things to 0 and study these review books. It'll take discipline, of course. But if your goal is strong enough, then your habits will be wired in and your lifestyle will change for the better. The process will catalyze the change in your lifestyle. So yeah, thanks for watching and or listening. I've been your player one. I don't know if these are ever going to be weekly again, but I felt like talking today and I actually made it work. So yeah, have a good one. And as always, don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one.